Welcome to Pure Picks. This is Gerard, and today we're going to be doing my most confident picks for UFC 306. But before we do that, let's recap UFC Vegas, Burns versus Brady. Yeah, a lot of green here. Not too bad. We did miss on a Kyle Nelson underdog pick against Steve Garcia. Looked like Kyle Nelson was looking good early on, but Steve Garcia was really has that mean streak and that dog in him to fight through even being grappled down on the ground. Chris Padilla putting Gardena on the map. Plus 210 underdog pick there. That was a good pick by James. I also like Padilla, but James was more confident in Padilla than I was. We got Christina De Silva. Oh, this is Natalia. Natalia Silva. This was actually a 3-leg, but 2 fighters was canceled. OSP versus Ryan Spann, and the other one was Cody Durden stepped in. Those were 2 fights that were canceled. This was a 3-leg, ended up being only 1 leg. Natalia Silva. Me and Alex are really hard on Natalia Silva. Santos, this 3-leg Santos to win. Natalia Silva and the over 2.5 on Andre Lima, Felipe Dos Santos. 3-leg plus 161. That one hit. Again, Gabriel Santos, Andre Lima. That was mostly James 2-leg parlay there. Minus 280, minus 162. Put it together, plus 119. That one hit. And another 2-leg here. I was on Petrosky and the over 2.5 on the Trevor Peak fight. Plus 119. That one also hit. Overall, UFC Fight Night, Burns versus Brady. 91% ROI. Not too bad. Now, as for our stats overall, we are 13% ROI, 64% right on our straight picks, 23% right. 23% ROI on the straight picks. Props, we still need to work on that. And the parlays, 15% ROI. So, yeah, been improving over the past few weeks with our stats overall. So let's continue that for UFC 306. Now, for my first confident pick, this might be a little bit of a system play, but the odds aren't too good. We got Raul Rosas versus Aoriqileng, the Mongolian murderer. Where's he at? Raul Rosas, wow, he's a minus 800 now. Opened up as a minus 350, bet all the way down to a minus 800. So, yeah, that line is kind of unbettable. A lot of people writing El Nino. Yeah, minus 700, minus 800 now. Not a lot of value on that play. The way I see this fight, Aoriqileng, he's an experienced striker. He's above average in the takedown defense. He was making Cody Durden work for that takedown and getting Cody Durden tired. Aoriqileng can cause problems here for Rosas if he can't get the takedown. But from his last performance, Raul Rosas, I was really impressed. He submitted Ricky Tercios, who hasn't been submitted ever in his career. And he made that look kind of easy in that second round. This fight, Raul Rosas will be forcing these scrambles and the grappling against Aoriqileng. But I think Aoriqileng will find himself on his back from these scrambles and the grappling. And I think Rosas is really learning from his past few fights that hasn't been put a complete fight together against these veterans. Not necessarily against these veterans. That one fight, it was against his last loss. Oh yeah, Christian Rodríguez, C-Rod. In that C-Rod fight, he was trying to just finish fights early in the first round back then, but now I think he's learned from his mistakes and is really putting things together in round one, round two, possibly get a 3-round fight in. So I see Rosas getting Aoriqileng on the ground here, and I'm going to say Rosas by submission in this fight. So on to my second confident pick, Josh Van, the Fearless, looking to bounce back from his KO loss to Charles Johnson in G against one of my most favorite underdogs to play. Yeah, as for that fight, Josh Van, I mean, he's high volume, he has that pressure, he's a cardio machine, and he can get too aggressive and reckless at times when he's really pushing it. And we've seen that he eats shots, and in that fight against G, he ate that shot. Charles Johnson just has that slick stand up and used that aggression against Van. And unfortunately, that was his first loss in a while there. Uppercut in the third round. Edgar Cháirez, this guy's going to be the longer fighter. He's got good low kicks and he is a submission threat. But in his fights, he is low volume, and I think that can work against him in this fight. I don't think Cháirez has that slick stand-up ability to catch a Josh Van coming forward with that high volume. So in this fight, I'm going with Josh Van by decision. I think Edgar Cháirez, I think he's durable. I think he knows how to survive if he's really getting dominated on the ground or even on the stand-up. So yeah, this fight, give me Josh Van by decision. Now, my third and final confident pick, this is a little bit dangerous because his opponent has a avenue to win this, and I'm talking about Manuel Torres versus Ignacio Bahamondes. Now, as for El Loco, Torres reminds me of a less technical Carlos Prates mixed in with a little bit of that Steve Garcia mean streak, finished the fight in round one type of deal. And Manuel Torres, man, he really goes for that finish. And he is a threat getting that KO or submission. He can find the finish. He's dangerous everywhere in the octagon, and he can offensively grapple, as we've seen from his Chris Duncan fight. He does get hit, though. I do notice that Manuel Torres does get hit trying to brawl like a Steve Garcia at times. But the shots that he's susceptible to get caught in are these like short, tight strikes in the pocket or in the mid-range. He does have that. He did get countered a little bit early in the fight against Chris Duncan, which was something to see there. That was maybe a little bit dangerous facing a Ignacio. But Bahamondes isn't really that short, tight strikes inside medium range type of fighter. He usually just fights kind of like a point style outside striker, keeping his opponents at length, and not so much at those sharp inside tight strikes in like hooks, quick uppercuts. He doesn't really do that. He uses his long limbs. And on top of that, I don't see Bahamondes as a one-shot KO blow type of finisher. He doesn't have that danger, so to speak, but he does have that dangerous kicks with speed and that length on his kicks, and he does get those kicks up pretty quickly. So that can be a dangerous to Manuel Torres if he doesn't have his hands up to block those kicks. Bahamondes does use some grappling and submissions, but he uses those submissions mostly to defend takedowns. And I can see Bahamondes possibly point fight to a decision in this one, using that range and keeping Manuel Torres at bay and not letting him get close enough to land those dangerous strikes. But I do believe El Loco Manuel Torres is the more dangerous striker and the more dangerous grappler. And he, on top of that, he is durable. We see he can eat shots, and he's a threat everywhere. I let our pure pickers know early back in August 30. Manuel Torres was a plus 100, and that was good value back then. Right now, he's El Loco is a minus 125. Opened up as a minus 140 or went up to a plus 160. And then he's bet all the way down to a minus 115. Now he's now the favorite in this one. And I see him winning this fight. I think he's just more dangerous everywhere, I think. And yeah, I'm going to lean on Manuel Torres. Close fight, looks like a pick 'em right now, but yeah, those are my picks. We got Raul Rosas, Chiwiwi, Joshua Van, the Fearless, and El Loco Manuel Torres as my most confident picks on this card. And that about does it for UFC 306 Confident Picks. This is Gerard. See you on the next one.